Hey, it's Eamon from IP Exchange. We're working at home as we do on Mondays and Fridays, but I'd like to share with you this amazing IP Experience interview that I did with Rajiv from Conexio. Here's their board, the Stratus, and there's a Stratus Pro coming soon. If you are looking to build any sort of cellular IoT device, especially if it requires GNSS for asset tracking or just location monitoring in general, got to check this out. Also, on off switch. Cool. Welcome to another IP Experience, this time with Eamon. And we're at the IP Exchange studios. I'm here talking to Rajiv from Conexio. So I reached out to Conexio on LinkedIn because they have had a very cool board, the Stratus. This is the old version, and Rajiv, I believe, has the Pro on his end. So yeah, we're going to discuss what this board can do for you and what it features. So Rajiv, tell me a bit about the Stratus board and why you designed it.
Hi, Man. Thank you for inviting to IP Exchange and for this interview. So what is Conexio Stratus? So let me take you through the journey where it led to Conexio Stratus. So today, if you try to design an IoT product, Iman, you'll go and buy an MCU. You'll try to buy a cellular modem if you are trying to connect your device to the cloud, right? And then bunch of sensors if you are monitoring, let's say, environment or indoor activity. And then as an engineer, then you'll write firmware and try to make everything work in harmony, talk to each other. These are sensors, the firmware drivers, and the hardware. Now, this leads to usually time-consuming part, right? You need a hardware team to design all these firmware engineer to bring all the parts component together, and then you'll finally go and manufacture. Now you can see that most of the devices are moving from just purely connected or Wi-Fi to fully cellular and remote connected devices, mainly for asset tracking and remote monitoring. Now, if you're doing asset tracking, there's another component which is you need a GPS on your system. Mm-hmm. So together with cellular, now you'll need to integrate a GPS modem, which even further exacerbates your budgeting and component expenditure, right? So we thought, why not let's design a system where IoT enthusiasts or tinkerers or even product designers can just buy off the shelf from Conexio, program the software because we provide all the open source firmware as well as the hardware, and we give them the templates, and then they can be up and running. Instead of months, we push them 2 weeks. So within weeks, their product is up and running. They can test their development, everything is working or not, and then further upgrade that or continue development until they're satisfied with the final product. To top all this up, since most of the IoT devices these days are remote, deployed, they travel from continent to continent, country to country. So they need to replenish its battery. If not well designed, devices will die days, if not months, right? So to top that up, we added a EP's solar energy harvester IC on our system. So all you need to do is connect your solar panel and you have a recharging system built in. Plus, it has 500 megabytes of cellular data. So you don't need to worry about going and negotiating your deals with a network provider or cellular. We give you that with the device out of the box. So we take care of the network. All you need to take care is of your application, concentrate on your product development, and accelerate your time to market. So that's how we designed the Conexio Stratus to be. Now, also, if you are trying to integrate other sensors apart from the sensors that we have on our board, we also design a nice shield on top of it.
Yeah.
So this shield has now micro eBus, where you can have thousands plus sensors connected. You have quick connector from SparkFun, which is now gaining a lot of momentum. And then here, which is currently missing, you can connect your Groove connector. So this is directly from CD Studio, which has another 500-600 different sensors, actuators directly connected to. Together with that, you have 36 GPIOs on our board. These are programmable. So you can tune them, actuate them as you like with 2 programmable LEDs And now, since the standard is becoming towards USB-C, so we thought about it in the future. So our board comes with a USB-C.
Excellent. Good.
And then it has antennas which you can connect to. Now, this might be a very small feature, but one of the things you'll usually find boards like, even if you go for Adafruit or SparkFun, actually there's no on-off switch on these most of these devices.
That is the first thing I noticed when this
Is
came
it?
up, because I was like, oh my God, it actually has an on-off switch. Because I mean, I wish that was kind of just a standard thing that people had, because I mean, unless it's a board that you want to literally just have with a maybe USB charger, battery part,
Right.
and then just set out into the field.
Okay.
You need to connect that. You only get to connect the battery when you want to start using it. So I thought that was a fantastic addition, and thank you for doing it.
So idea behind was so usually you want the LiPo battery to be connected rather than every day taking in and out, because sometimes while taking the LiPo, you can even break the connector to the LiPo.
Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah.
And then, as you said, if you're putting these devices on the shelf for a long time and not shipping them out, you just want to turn them off, right? Rather than disconnecting. So this where our idea came. Let's put a simple switch, which actually simplifies a lot of things in terms of shelf lifetime, battery, etc. So all this has been topped up and compressed into a tiny footprint. You can say like an Arduino or SparkFun. So this year, what we are doing now is we are topping the NRF 9160 with the new Nordic's NRF 9161. So,
cool.
So the main difference there is that now it has 5G, DECT NR, and you can go mesh networking with cellular instead of just directly to the cell tower. So Nordic is working together with Wirepass, I believe, which they will release their firmware, and then finally it will be running on our system.
It's funnily enough, I actually interviewed Wirepass yesterday, so that'll be coming out soon. Maybe it will come out before this one, but yeah, there's fantastic technology running there as well. That's great to hear. So in terms of the sensors that are on board, what were there?
So for weather, we have temperature and humidity sensor from Sensirion SHT31, which is a automotive grade sensor. And then for movement detection, we have an accelerometer from ST Micro. So these are three main sensors on board available for users to play around, and probably which is enough for simple environmental monitoring and even for asset tracking.
Nice. So in terms of applications where you think you'd see this board used in, where do you think you would use it, and what would be the perfect application for you as Conexio to partner with?
Right. So to go from the top, the perfect application we see is simply asset tracking, since it has all the components built in, and then you can just put this module as on its own, or if you have your own PCB design, and you can just plug and play our module into the system. Apart from that, one might also need to do is enclosure design. Just put a solar panel, and you're good to go. Now, if you want to do extra thing with the solar panel, I have something like this where we have tested. So it comes with already a solar panel, and you connect the cable. So this comes from Voltaic Systems in New York, and then you just connect this power to Conexio, and then you have a solar charging. As simple as that.
Excellent.
So yeah, to answer your question, asset tracking is the major one, and we are currently partnering with some of these product developers who are trying to integrate into their system. Apart from there, we have seen people doing, actually running Rust embedded on the system.
Okay.
So Rust is now becoming quite famous into embedded world. So we have a couple of developers who have took our system, embedded this into Rust platform. So now instead of just supporting Zephyr, Conexio Stratus also supports Rust platform per se.
Cool. So trying to think of what other things to ask, because I'm not usually the one doing these interviews. So
Right.
when Guy does an interview, he'll almost do what I do when I'm at a show. But
Mm-hmm.
since I'm not at a show, I'm not in that mode. And usually when I'm talking to over Teams, I'll go into like loads and loads of technical detail, but we'll keep it to the standard
Right.
IP experience format. I guess a question that I'd want to ask is, so there's a NRF 9160 on the Stratus and 9161 on the Pro. Is that just programmable via is it NRF Connect, or is there another IDE that you'd recommend programming the device with?
So yeah, the device is compatible with NRF Connect.
Okay.
Plus, they have their NRF Connect for Visual Studio Code. So the whole SDK or the package is also compatible with the Visual Studio per se.
Oh, okay,
And
cool, nice.
yeah, and then our firmware, or we have designed, which is actually on top of Nordics SDK. So our sample applications easily run. You can compile everything usually using VS Code with Nordics plugin. So everything we have made super compatible and seamless, so that when you are changing from Nordics development kit coming to Conexio Stratus, you have the same experience. And all the examples are supported. We try to make them compatible with the every release Nordic does, so that our
Okay.
users can get the best of the firmware, all the optimizations coming through. So yeah, we have tried to be seamless with the tons of documentation that we have provided, plus some of the examples which are not in the Nordic SDK we have, such as connecting these platforms with Edge Impulse, platform like Goliath, Useful Sensors is another company which is designing person detection sensors, and then simple applications for asset tracking, environmental monitoring, battery monitoring, and tons of other things.
Cool. So everything's there for you to get started, basically.
Exactly.
Cool, excellent. I'm sure that's what every designer wants to hear. I'm just for my curiosity, I've taken this off a couple of times. So it's clear for everyone, there's board and then there's the
Right.
actual Conexio board. What was was that a SIM on the back?
Yeah, so this is a nano
Okay.
SIM card.
Okay.
Usually our device ships with a SIM card.
Hmm.
Uh, and the whole idea behind having a socket here is that once you run out of our data, and it gives you user the freedom to go with any network they want.
Oh,
So
excellent.
once they don't want to use our network or provider, they have ran out of data, they want to go with AT&T or T-Mobile or Vodafone, whatever, they can just swap the SIM, and the system is compatible with almost 12 to 13 network providers. So again, we have tried to be as flexible from our end as well as the user's end, so that they don't get logged into a single network provider or mobile virtual network operator.
Cool, excellent. So we've talked a little bit before this call. Conexio is a very small team, a small company. In terms of project sizes that our engineers would be that you'd be interested in helping our engineers with, is there a maximum size or a minimum size quantity project that you'd be willing to support?
So currently, the companies we have been working on, so our MOQ is, so we have tried to be very lenient. So our MOQ is like 250 devices we start off.
Oh, wow, okay,
Yeah.
good.
So we usually go with the team with their design questions they have, what features they want, and then we produce the first version of the prototype. And if everything works, then we take the whole design to production.
Excellent.
So instead of other companies that you see has MOQ of like 10K, 20K, we are
Yeah.
not crazy about that. We are more interested in working with different teams, getting to solve their problems rather than the otherwise, right? So this our whole point is helping teams, and as much as adaptability for our Conexio Stratus and visibility.
Nice. So obviously this one, the ones we have here are the Stratus. When is and these are available at the moment?
So Stratus, you can actually go and purchase from our website right away.
Mhm.
It's available for $89. But
Okay,
keep an eye, every now and then we run discounts. So we have even offered the lowest, which is $59. Uh,
nice.
so yeah, this is currently available, and Pro will be coming. So actually, for the Pro, we are in the messy of Nordic. Once the Nordic
Mm.
releases
Yeah.
the 91 from the sample to the production, which I believe will be Q1 of next year.
Okay, so hopefully
Yeah,
not too long.
not too long.
Good.
Yeah, but on our end, all the design is complete. We are just waiting for the chipsets. Once they arrive, they will be ready and shipped out to the potential customers who have already shown interest. Actually, we initially had a batch of 100 devices, but
Mhm.
now we are oversubscribed and we are increasing that pool from 100 to 300 now.
Nice.
So the ad that you saw on the LinkedIn, that has kind of got a lot of attention, which we are happy about, and we're trying other people to also, if they are interested now, they can get a better price, and we can produce the first batch and ship out as soon as possible.
Nice. Well, I think that's everything I wanted to ask about Conexio Stratus board. So thank you very, very much, Rajiv, for sending us one. And I'm sure we'll take it to Embedded World with us next year and have it on the booth if that's okay with you.
That sounds perfect. If you need a couple more devices, I'm happy to send over.
No worries, thank you. So yes, I'll do a technical write-up on this and put it on the IP Exchange website. And if you've got a commercial project where you think the Stratus will be a perfect core, then let us know by following the link. So yeah, thank you so much, Rajiv, for the interview today. This has been quite strange for me. I'm on the other interview, and hopefully you'll get to meet Guy at some point because I'm sure you'll get along very, very well.
Perfect. Thank you, Iman. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so I actually thought that's where we had ended the interview, me and Rajiv, but then we just kept on chatting. And so here's a little bit more information about the Shield, because it does give you access to some of the connectivity that we didn't really mention explicitly in the video. I thought you'd really enjoy it.
Thank you so much for your time,
Yeah.
and thank you for putting that little switch on there. That's
I agree. I thought so many things around that, and we made sure that we cover most of it. There are few things we are thinking to put on the Pro, like external storage device,
mm,
even having a quick connector on this board itself. Uh,
mm.
Only if we can fit everything in this compact size. So hopefully we will be.
Yeah. Oh, just wondering. So in terms of the EP's energy harvesting, which part do you plug
Oh,
the solar harvester
right.
in?
So it's actually this one.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I
It's
was
the
I was
one
looking at that
on
and I was
on.
like, hang on, that's looks like another battery connector, but it's not because
Yeah.
obviously they've got one. Okay, cool.
So yeah, on your board there should be solar marked.
Um,
Probably not.
I think it just says ground and oh, Sol.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, I thought it said
yeah.
SDL and I was a little
Okay.
confused.
Maybe we missed out. There's a version 2 where it actually has solar marked here on
Oh,
this.
excellent.
Uh, but yeah, that is for solar, and then your main battery is actually connected on the Stratus.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent.
But nevertheless, there are also pins here. So if you are putting this on your own PCB,
Mm.
there are pins which provide solar connector directly to the board.
Okay, now that we're at the actual end of the interview, if you're on YouTube, head over to the IP Exchange to read the full article. And if you're already on ipexchange.tech, apply to evaluate the Conexio Stratus for use in your commercial project. Take care.